I'm really glad. Oh, no, get off the horse. Okay, let's go, Beric. Let's go. Ride. Fly, you fool. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. We are now into season 2, episode 3, which is called The Eagle and the Scepter. So the last episode, we got to see more of how Sauron's plan is finally coming to fruition, all the different puzzle pieces he's putting in place to have his grand plan of having all the major races of Middle Earth have one of these rings of power, which he will eventually use to influence them and enslave them to his will. Excuse me. And in order for him to get those rings made, he had to go back to Celebrimbor, who he thoroughly snowed into believing that this is some type of divine mission that he's on from one of the elven hierarchy. So that happened, and then we also see that Elrond is back with working with Galadriel, albeit begrudgingly, because he believes that the rings are evil, but Galadriel needs to get to Celebrimbor because she believes that Sauron is doing exactly what it is that he's doing. And then the other side of the world, I guess, we have the wizard and Nori and Poppy. We see that they were navigating their way out of a very rough landscape when they were stumbled upon by a dark wizard's headhunters, I guess, bounty hunters. And in an attempt to protect them, the wizard set up a cyclone, but unfortunately the cyclone was a little too big and Nori and Poppy went flying. So that's where we ended things. Oh, and in the mines as well, under the mountain, some type of tremor that has blocked off all of their sun shafts. So now their crops are dying and they were already low on food before that happened. He got a letter from Celebrimbor inviting him to go to where Celebrimbor is, and it's most likely to exchange Mithril for food. So that's where we're at. We're very ready to jump into this episode, so let's do that. But just before I do, remember that if you would like to be part of the know when I drop these episodes, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you're in the know. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Oh yeah, I forgot about these guys. This is where the elf is, right?
He won't listen to you. He won't listen to any of us.
Well, maybe you just didn't talk nice enough. Try bribery, apples, oats, candy. All right, Beric says, I'm staying right where I am. From my understanding, from what I've heard too, horses don't like boats. See what happens when you're stubborn, Beric? Now you're gonna be orc food. I feel for you, Beric, but you know, decisions have consequences. Damn. Okay, Beric's got some pep. He said, come for me. See what happens. Oh, Beric is a straight gangster.
There's the Black Forest. Nothing comes out of there alive.
Bet you Beric's gonna prove you wrong. Or not. Maybe he's gonna be transformed into a killer horse. Well, more killer than he already is, because damn. Killer bee. That's what they call him. Beric, I need to talk about your life choices, bro. Because first you run into the orcs, and now you've gone into this cave of death, sir. Who's this? Beric. Oh, right. He said, I'm not leaving without you. Get on. Oh, you're probably not getting out. Never mind. Is this like a place like Shelob's? Another giant spider? Oh. Yeah, if you are gonna leave, I'd do it right now. Let's go. Yeah, Beric don't like it in here and I don't. Oh, no. Come on, bro. Beric is a G. I'm dead ass. Forget about your friends. It's too late for them. Let's go. Oh, that's not your friend. It's an orc. Never mind. Oh, God, he's still alive. Oh, God. Oh, God. Beric. I hate to call on you, bro, but if you could just... Yep, you woke up Shelob's sister. Period. Oh, God, you just punctured your head like a balloon, mate. Yeah, let's maybe not wait for them to regroup, bro. Can we move? Or at least attempt to? Get up. Get on your 2 feet right now. Get on your feet. Annoying. Oh, okay, that. I gotta give props to the spider. I'm not gonna lie. Ew. Yep. Yuck, yuck. Ew, ew. Nope. Don't want to kiss. I'm really glad. Oh, no, get off the horse. Okay, let's go, Beric. Let's go. Ride! Fly, you fool! It's a good thing I'm not arachnophobic, because that was creepy as shit. Many shells for you, my lord.
You speak so freely of dead kings, yet you refuse to utter your own son's name.
Damn, we're just straight to the point? The way I don't remember what went down in Numenor. It's been a minute. They really didn't put much of that in the recap last episode, and I did skip it this episode, so serves me right. Right, my good sis. Blind now.
Who is it you lost? My son.
And slapping her brought him back? Shut up. Before you're gonna say anything, shut up. I mean, I would have slapped her back, to be perfectly fair. And then I would have given her a hug. Like, oh, there, mourn, but don't ever touch me again.
It would be seen as an auspicious omen.
Uh-huh. Bye.
The white, then.
Partial to the red. Like the sun. Rises a new one.
Why did you even ask?
In the event that someone did, why would they not bring it forth?
You might be afraid of what could happen.
I don't like this chick. I need her to drown.
Pity members of the common soldiery weren't invited.
Especially given the low class of folk that were.
Did you just insult my father?
And if I did?
I bled with the Queen on the battlefield.
You did nothing.
You speak ill of the Queen again. It will be you suffers infirmity.
Period. And that's why the Queen has loyal people.
What was it you were about to say, Earian?
Yes, you traitorous. She took it? Well, there goes your crown. Sorry, sis. Hopefully Earian will come to a terrible end.
You told me Sauron was dead. Let us leave him that way.
Oh, but he's not. And you know deep down he isn't.
When I tell you that we will never truly be safe until we've made certain Sauron is no more.
But you told everyone he was. You see where he already lies to y'all? Wait, is that an orc baby? Since when did they breed? I didn't think they could breed like that. All right, learning something new. Right, because last season, weren't they like born of sacks in the ground? Wow, you are stunning. Please tell me you're in pants. Okay, that was someone's house. Okay, we got a form of pants. Close enough.
Where is Sauron?
Damn, talk about the actual expression. Don't shoot the messenger. Just rip his whole head off, I guess. Anyways, back to shinier places.
Making the journey.
Damn, they move fast. How do they move faster than the elves? I'm sick.
They shall be rings of power.
Episode title, or series title.
Mithril has reversed our fortune. I believe it can do the same for yours.
Oh, Disa's already sold no matter what you're thinking, bro.
But why not take it to our king?
Durin the Elder has always been hesitant.
What Durin
You'd
needs-
sooner convince an orc to sit for a sunbath and get the two of us in a room together. I'm afraid that'd be of little help.
Damn.
Bringing your father a means of saving his kingdom might be just the way to earn back his respect.
I'm sorry, we weren't talking to you, weirdo.
I'm sorry. Who exactly?
Exactly. Zip it.
Harold Elrond said he could think of little else than helping his dwarven friends. He speaks of you so fondly.
Funny. He's never mentioned you.
Exactly.
Elrond said that you were the wisest of all the dwarves.
All right, let's see if flattery works, right?
What were you thinking, were you?
No, he was rightfully very suspicious.
He doesn't know Elrond from a hole in the ground.
Thank you. He
Elrond
knows.
would never say such nice things.
Period. They're barely friends.
You'd sooner let our entire mountain roast and rot than have to say you were sorry.
Kind of.
If there's even a hope of a solution here, no matter how far-fetched, our king needs to know about it.
I get where Disa's coming from, and they don't know the whole story, so she's right on this one.
In fact, he has forbidden the forging of any more rings at all.
That's true.
The truth is, he does not even know I am here.
Those three things are typically true, well, except you're not actually who you say you are, so.
And telling him that I'm closing up the forge. With a promise to join him in Lindon as soon as possible.
Except for the fact that,
You would lie to your high king.
yeah, how did he find out? How'd you find out the rings worked?
This is my moment.
Okay, your moment. It's all about your pride.
He will not take it away.
Damn. Sauron has you wrapped around every finger. I wouldn't drink that. I really don't think I can watch you drink that. Yeah, I don't think you should drink that. What about that water? Made you think it was drinkable? I know you're probably thirsty as hell, but... Oh, yay, green stuff. Yay, we're on the right track. You know how to tap trees? Don't investigate. Keep going. All right, Orin, get off and investigate. There might be food, though.
I thought you were an orc.
Like, now I'm injured.
Let me pull it out.
No, don't!
Now it's gonna bleed.
Yes, whenever you're stabbed, you meant to leave it in.
I've never been stabbed before.
Oh, neither have I!
Okay, tie it off. Quick. Ooh. Yeah, but tight is good. Tighter the better. Hopefully that stuff will clot.
I think you may have missed them.
You don't know my father.
He didn't want to leave.
Yeah. There's a path marked.
Oh, right. There was a small contingency that stayed.
He led everyone there. Your folk too, any luck?
Can we fall in love later? My goodness, the man is still bleeding. And maybe y'all should get a wash first. Ah, this is so much better. Green, lush, full of moisture.
You're hoping to find kin as well.
My betrothed.
So I'm about to say husband or boyfriend. That's why I said don't go fall in love too soon now. Who this? I hope he's not keeping watch. Why you gotta investigate everything, sir? This man's probably a bandit. Everything you gotta be investigating.
We ought to keep moving.
Yeah, I'm with her. I don't trust him. Too convenient. Damn. Isildur, when will you learn to freaking listen?
You should have listened to the girl.
Yeah. Beric, you know what to do. Woo! Hot! I missed you. Beric, you know what to do. Come on. That's what you get. Next time, listen to the girl.
Wild men outnumber us many to one in these woods.
As in, don't stop, dummy.
And settle your own affairs as seems you best. I have my own to attend to.
Okay, some stuff has gone down. He is salty. Guess his girlfriend's gone? I mean, he was pretty happy when we last saw him. Oh, did she die? How? Do I remember? Was she sick? Did she get hit? Fuzzy from last season. Okay, she died. I think I remember hearing that she wasn't going to come back this season, though. I remember reading an article saying she had her reasons for not coming back for season 2. Damn, they just said goodbye to your character in general then, huh? All right. Where's her son? Because he was already on the brink. I get why he's like that, though. He's already been without a father. For him, this probably just feels like another knock. Ooh, okay. Guess we're not that close. I thought we were making progress last season. Yeah, they're gonna have to take the rings.
Is that all you've come to say?
No.
I hate you.
I was wrong to disrespect you.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm sorry. Their punches land hard.
Wait till your children grow up.
Okay.
This power in Eregion, I don't trust it.
Smart. This is why you and Elrond are friends. He was right about it. This is so messy because, yeah, it's just the nature of how the rings came about. But truthfully, the rings aren't terrible. And honestly, the mountain wouldn't be in such a bad situation if it wasn't for Sauron's interference. But anyway, his dad's a dick, though. That apology and nothing?
I thought he was getting better. There is a foulness in all arrows, not easily forgotten by human flesh.
Okay.
Numenor will return. Your family will be whole again.
Damn! Right? You have to say that right now? Right now.
These people are fortunate you're here.
timing, you know?
Did you ever know my father?
I did not.
Neither did I.
I'm sorry.
But I know this much. He wasn't you.
Damn. Yeah, I knew that was coming at some point.
So for my part, we don't ever need to speak again.
Like I said, anger's part of the process. He was always a little bit of a dick, though. Easier to be angry than hurt.
Do you really want your horse back?
Meet me here tonight. Moonrise.
Oh, Lord. All right, well, if he actually gets you back to your horse, then so be it.
He'll make it. If he's even half as strong as you, I'm saddened.
They never are.
I'm not so strong as you think.
Let me see your wrists.
For surviving. When so many others didn't. After my mum, keep wondering what it's like for her now.
Sometimes I see mine in dreams.
All right, why don't you join the conversation? This is clearly the Dead Mothers Club. It's very sad, but it's like company.
To try and do something singular. Something special. To try and find a way to earn what she did.
That is exactly what the boy's going through right now, because his mom did it to protect him, got shot trying to protect him, if I remember correctly.
You just have to accept it as a gift.
Exactly. That's what your mother would want.
She gave freely because you were precious to her.
Amen. Aren't you engaged, ma'am? Thank you, Theo, for breaking up what would have been some lines being crossed, although I'm not so sure if I believe her story. She's going to burn that tat off of her wrist, isn't she? All right, they do it in the back of the neck. I mean, in fairness, she didn't really have a choice. Maybe she didn't, actually. I don't know. Maybe she did choose, but we've been seeing that a lot of these people were forcibly converted, so...
Share your fire?
Not Theo coming in clutch.
What are you doing out here in the dark, boy? Lose your mum?
Oh, God. Why would you say that? You better run, Theo. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be too sad if we lose you, but... Oh, God. Is this the troll? Send the horse. Just send the horse. You can't save him right now anyways, unless you can take on a troll. Can someone help her down the stairs, God? Why are there no railings? Reach out and strike him! Out of my way. He has such a slappable face.
Queen of Lies!
Just take it.
I hear your sorrow. And your anger. I share it.
Yeah, she was there. Where were you?
Should there be another among us who feels moved to speak?
Say it now.
For Isildur.
He lives.
It is because of this our kinsman died in Middle-earth. This elf stone is your queen.
Silence!
That's right. Go smack her, please.
Numenor's true ruler would never place trust in an elvish artifact.
But she did.
The land here is mine.
She's honest. Mm-hmm. Hope something's coming to take you all out. What were you saying? What were you saying? The eagle said, put your hands on her again and see what happens. Eagle, sign of her father on her coronation day. Remember that? It's not for you.
The eagle favors Pharazôn!
No. It wasn't Pharazôn's coronation day. But anyways, you got outplayed, Queen. Sorry. But he's absolutely the kind of man that would take the ring. I'm sorry, Muriel. You were outplayed on this one. I'm sorry. It's like I need to taint it. Excuse me. He definitely put a spell on those that last stone. Oh, lordy, lordy. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 3, The Eagle and the Scepter, indeed. And the wheels are still in motion. Sauron's plan is still going, sadly, right on track. There's no real detours that have been had here, and it's so sad to see that the few people that are seeing through, that they can feel that there is something ominous and wrong about all of this, they're just too few to be listened to. And Sauron very smartly, after studying the way that, well, I guess all these races, I'm gonna say men, but men, dwarves, elves, he studied all of them to find out kind of what their weaknesses are, and he's created situations where they were exploited, and this is why he's so easily able to swoop in and move the minds in a way that works for his plan, right? So, let's talk about Muriel, I guess, and Numenor, because that was kind of a smaller part of the episode. We see that since she's returned, there are mixed feelings. Some people are happy she's back, other people feel like because they suffered so many losses over there, that it was a failure, basically. Like, they know now that the threat of the orcs and of course of Mordor is true, but they still think, many of them still believe, like their ancestors did, that they're safe in Numenor, they're untouchable, that's a Middle-earth problem. Why would we get involved? Like, why did we do that? We lost people when we could have just stayed here in our bubble. We know as an audience that that's not true. Again, if you've watched the movies or read the books, you know that Numenor was never going to be exempt from this, but that was what they believed. And so she's having a hard time. Plus, of course, unfortunately, the ableism is coming through. The fact that she's now blind, something that is going to impact her ability to think and reason and be a ruler, because sight's necessary for that. Anyway, so it's just very sad, that she feels quite alone in this. And we see that Isildur's sister, I do not like that girl. I didn't like her since last season. She's a pain in, anyway, we see that she is livid because she's upset about losing Isildur, understandably, or thinking that she lost Isildur, but she just overall just does not like the way that the queen spoke, right? The queen was taught, and the king as well, were both talking about changing things in Numenor, trying to get more with the times and trying to reconnect with the men that were in Middle-earth, because they are all men, but Numenorians think that they're so much better than other men, which, I remember from last season that yes, they do have some blessings that they experience that the men of Middle-earth don't because of the degrees of separation. But the point is, this snobbery that they've enjoyed all these years is not healthy, and we see that the late king was trying to bridge that gap and to try to create a more equal society, and of course he was laughed out of his court for that, basically. And we see that of course Muriel was trying to keep that legacy going, and so Eärendil, whatever her name is, the cow who caused all these issues, she never liked that from last season, and that's where her and Isildur, I remember them kind of butting heads a bit because they had differing opinions. He always had eyes to the water, right? He always wanted to do more. He wanted to be more. So anyways, we see that last season she did find the Palantir and she touched it, and we see she took it. Muriel wasn't there, and neither was the normal people that should have been there to stop her from doing something like this. And of course, because the king's head was going, he left that secret room open, which he normally should not have had access to. So yeah, now she believes that it's because of elven witchcraft that this whole thing happened, and that if she hadn't listened to that orb, that none of this would have gone down. And it's true, maybe they wouldn't have gone to this battle, but we all know that eventually the battle would have come to them anyway. But anyhow, so we see her trying to fight off her despicable cousin. But yeah, unfortunately, when you're someone who, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but there's a reason why the expression of nice guys finish last, or nice people finish last. In the true sense of the form, it's typically because people who are genuinely righteous, they don't deviate from the path of righteousness, right? They want to do things right. They want to be on the level. Yes, she kept the Palantir quiet, but not because she was trying to be deceitful, but because she knew that the people of Numenor were too backwoods, basically, too backwood, too inbred, quite frankly, and just too small-minded to realize that not everything elven was evil, right? So there's a reason why that was kept a secret, because it wasn't just her. Like, it's been generational in her family to have the Palantir. But digressing. But the point is, she's not going to go and do underhanded and wrong things in order to gain the favor of the people. As we saw when they were grieving or they were expressing their issues with her, she never tried to judge them or pull rank on them. She was like, no, like, talk to me. Like, I will grieve with you. I feel what you're feeling. feeling. Like she was trying to be relatable to them and really just show them that she was one of them. So because she is that kind of person, of course, she's not going to do all these, nasty underhanded things to keep her position as the heir. But of course, her cousin is despicable, much like that girl. So unsurprisingly, they were willing to do whatever it took. And instead of that girl, if she really was someone who cared about the crown and setting Numenor right, why would she not just go and talk to Miriel about the ball instead? Why not take the Palantir and be like, what is this? What is this? Why are you using this? Please explain it to me. Give me a reason to understand. You know what I'm saying? Because Miriel never gave her any reason to doubt otherwise, right? So anyways, fortunately, poor Miriel, that moment being, first of all, the Palantir being exposed. And again, I love that Miriel didn't lie, but again, I think it's because she didn't want the Palantir destroyed, but I don't think she would have anyways. I do think she would have taken accountability for it since it was out in the open. But that and the fact that the eagle showed up, but remember they said the eagle was an auspicious sign. That's what her cousin said if he showed up on her coronation day. So the fact that he's taking credit, we see that his little minion got smart and decided to turn this idea into the fact that it was about the cousin, but it wasn't, right? It was her coronation day, right? The eagle came for Miriel. It didn't come for him. So unfortunately, with her current condition, she couldn't go running to the eagle. So, and also the fact that the people were rioting. So yeah, unfortunately, she was outplayed in this particular case. And we now have a very egotistical, misogynistic, power-hungry man that is going to take the throne. And of course, he's going to take the Ring of Power without question because that's what he wants. And anyone who craves power is always the wrong person to have it. Hence why the 3 people who own it in the Elven Kingdom already are the wrong people. But anyway, that's what's going on right now in Numenor. Quite sad. And then back on the shores, we see Isildur. Last season, we thought we lost him, but I mean, as an audience, we knew he wasn't dead. Well, we shouldn't say we knew. We didn't see a body, but we see that he is in fact still alive. And again, if you've read the books and watched the movies, we also already knew that Isildur was still alive. But anyhow, he was taken into one of the big spider dens. And if you watch the Lord of the Rings movies, like just Shelob memories, flashbacks came back. But anyhow, he managed to, he stayed alive and his horse found him, which was actually kind of beautiful. But anyways, his horse found him and helped him get out of there. And he managed to get back to the new Numenor settlement. And he picked up a traveler along the way. And I have no doubt that this is definitely a love interest. They didn't make it, they could have made it more obvious that she is definitely going to be a love interest. I don't remember from the books what his wife's name was, but if this is her, but they're definitely dropping heavy hints is my point. And anyhow, he comes to the new settlement and he is of course disappointed to find out that his father left him. But I like that, God, why can I never remember the elf's name? The male elf's name. He thankfully let him know that like this was not a matter of abandonment. Like his dad waited as long as he possibly could. And so anyways, I'm glad that he heard that. So he knows that his dad, because we know that they were beefing a bit. So yeah, I'm glad that he knows that. But we see that this new settlement is, they're expecting Numenor to return because we know the queen said that they would come back once they went back and reported to everyone. But obviously those plans are going to be thwarted for a while now because we know that with Miriel's cousin taking the throne, there's no way he's sending any more forces back to Middle-earth, right, anytime soon. So that's going to be sad. Like this new Numenor is going to be on their own. And Isildur, as we all know, I shouldn't say we all know, but if you've read the books, spoiler alert, by the way, he does end up setting up his life in Middle-earth from that point forward because of this. But anyway, so we see that, and we see unfortunately that the elf's girlfriend, the healer, she is gone. And as I mentioned in the episode, I remembered as I saw that the actress who plays her, I remember seeing a message, was it earlier this year? I think it was earlier this year or late last year, one of those times, but basically a statement came out saying that she chose not to return for season 2. She had personal reasons that she decided not to reprise the role, and they decided clearly not to recast her, which I mean was kind of interesting to me because I was like, she was not that pivotal in season 1 in my opinion. I mean, no offense to the actress, but I just mean the character was not that pivotal in season 1 that they couldn't have just recast her. But I guess they just decided that her role had expired. I guess they didn't feel the need to continue with her. So anyway, they decided to have her character die. And of course for Theo, this is probably just not good because we know all last season Theo was already struggling with a lot of darkness from being ostracized in the village to just feeling upset about a lot of things. So we know he still has that dark. Does he still have the dark artifact? No, it's gone. Oh gosh, why don't I remember this from last season? I apologize, guys. I really should watch the recaps more closely. But anyways, between that and the influence of the Dark Artifact, he was already in a bad place. And now losing his mom, like his dad, as we saw this episode, he has never known his dad. And now his mom is gone. So as I mentioned, the stages of grief, their anger is one of the first ones that people feel. And he is in that. He's already been angry, but this is just going to add fuel to that anger. The fact that he doesn't want to feel sad. He doesn't want to feel this grief right now. So he's angry. He's angry at the elf. He's angry at the village. Like he's mad. And we see that the poor elf guy is really trying so hard to be a friend. I wouldn't even say a father figure. Like he just wants to be a friend to him because of course this woman meant so much to him and that was her son. So he of course wants to take care of him. He wants to do what he can to just show that he appreciates who this was to this woman that he loved, but Theo's not having it at all. And we see that Theo basically said, look, now that mom's not here to basically be the bridge between us, I don't want to talk to you. And we already know, like Theo was never sweet on him anyway, sadly. So yeah, he's like, just leave me alone at this point. So I do feel for the elf because I know his intentions are good, but you know, it's really interesting actually, because I think the show did a good job of showing how, you know, Theo clearly in a mood, dark cloud over him. We see that the elf gives him a story of how the village that he grew up in is, you know, it's underwater and the grief that he felt for that and how it made him angry. But, you know, he said that he realized that that type of anger was going to be something that would never end. Like, you know, him trying to get revenge for that would be a never ending saga of hurting people. And again, it was definitely a story to try to relate to Theo, but it's just so distant. Like, obviously, it's sad. This man saying he lost his entire village and you know the people he knew and all that kind of stuff in this tragedy, like that is similar, but this is a little human boy, right? This is a 15, 16-year-old human boy who just lost his only parent. Like, the two things are not really that relatable. Bless the elf's heart, it kind of just didn't come through with the type of connectivity that it probably should have. And on the other side of things, we have Isildur who is talking to, God, why do I forget her name already? But the girl he met up with. And they're talking about, you know, the funeral clearly triggered some memories for them. And Isildur mentions how his mom died trying to save him. So he carries the burden of that weight of feeling like it was his fault. And it just kind of makes her death all the more keen. And then we hear the girl says the same thing, that she's got survivor's guilt for all the people who've died because of these orcs, but also the fact that like her mother, she lost her young as well. And she kind of feels like guilty that she survived when her mom didn't. So we see that Theo was crying hearing these stories because he does feel guilty, right? We know from last season that the reason his mom was even shot in the first place was because she was protecting her son, and she always risked her life to protect Theo. So he is feeling guilty right now as well, which is why he's so angry at himself more than anything else. And so yeah, like we just see that that's a much more human thing. So that's why Theo connected with Isildur almost immediately on that. And so I do think that if anyone he's going to latch onto, it's probably going to be Isildur going forward. So we find out that Theo knows where Isildur's horse was taken, because we saw that, of course, unfortunately, Isildur, being too damn investigative, got him robbed. But Theo somehow knows where these guys are hiding out, which I'm like, where are you going during the day, bro? But anyway, he goes, helps Isildur get his horse back, but because Isildur almost got caught, he created a distraction. And of course, he's trying to like tell them that he's one of them, that he serves Adar, blah, blah, blah. And in the middle of that, we find out that he's saying that it was Pelegrir that they believe has been attacking their camps. And Theo's like, huh? Like, why would we do that? And I agree. I don't think that's true. Unless it was you think that maybe the elf guy was doing it, looking for something. Possible. Yeah, maybe the elf guy was doing it. Never mind. Maybe it is true. But we already know that he alone is like an army. So anyways, but we find that out. And then we see that their little camp is attacked. And we see that something very large grabs Theo. So my guess is we saw that there's a hill troll that is wandering around. And my guess is that's who grabbed Theo. So we'll have to find out why this hill troll is here at this camp, but my guess is that his destination is actually Pelegrir. But anyways, speaking of the hill troll, that's a good segue into things on the orc side of things, there wasn't a lot there, very, very little. But what we did see is that Adar summoned this giant hill troll, and he's saying that he, I guess, wants him to do things for him in exchange for getting access to Sauron. Now, why the hill trolls are mad at Sauron, one can only guess. But either way, that's what's going on there. And then we see that some of the orcs don't want to do this. They don't want to do what Adar is asking of them as far as going after Sauron. They're like, look, we're chilling here. Like, we've got Mordor. We feel safe for the first time. We've got a home. Why do we want to go looking for trouble? Like, that man was an issue. Like, can we just pretend he's still dead, basically, and mind our business? And we see that Adar's like, we gotta, like, you know, our due diligence is to make sure he's gone. So that's interesting that he said that, because last episode he was like, oh, no, Sauron's definitely dead. Lies. So anyways, and then we're seeing that they're having babies. I'm like, since when do orcs have babies? I'm pretty sure they couldn't have babies before. But anyway, point being, there's going to be some dissension in the orcish ranks, I think, very soon against Adar, because they already, like, you know, he guaranteed that Sauron was dead, and now the story is changing. So yeah, that's what happened there. And was that pretty much it? Yes, and then finally we had Disa and Durin heading out to where Celebrimbor was, and, you know, basically accepting the invitation. Again, don't ask me how the hell they still got there faster than the elves. I don't understand. Like, this timing might be off, or the elves are just incredibly slow. But digressing, we see that they go there, and of course, Celebrimbor tells them about the whole situation and says, look, you help us with Mithril, we'll give you the rings. The rings are going to fix your mountain. Everybody wins. And Disa is, you know, she's intrigued. As soon as she hears this deal, she's like, sounds good, let's go. But understandably, Durin, bless his heart, he's stubborn. He can be a little bit annoying, but the man is not dumb. He actually is very good. He's very perceptive. So he says, yeah, I don't know about all this. Like, this feels a little too good to be true. Why are you trusting this? Where's Elrond? Like, if this is Elrond's plan, why is he not here? That's weird that you're pitching this without him. And then we see that Sauron in his new form comes down, and he's all like, oh, don't worry about it. I talked to Elrond. It's super good. He's great. He couldn't make it, but he said you're great. Like, just being super smooth. And interestingly, we see that Sauron, again, I remember last episode I talked about how Sauron does this thing where he kind of asks certain questions to poke and prod and figure out like what your weakness is so he can exploit it. And we see that he goes for the pride, first of all, right? It's like, oh yeah, Elrond told me that you're like the smartest and the most, you know, you've got the best mind of all the dwarves, you know, that's why I'm talking to you. But if you're somebody else, you should let me know. Right, so both a bit of a pump up of the pride while also giving like a low-key shade, like you're saying, oh, if it's not you, then who else, right? So he was poking at his pride there. But thankfully, Durin is like, after years of dealing with Elrond, he doesn't get easily provoked, right? So he's kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah. I still don't. He's like, who are you? Like, who are you? Why has Elrond never mentioned you? We talk a lot. He's never mentioned you, right? And so he gives the name or whatever, and Durin's like, sure. And of course, Disa's kind of like, let's just go. We'll talk about it. We'll think it over. You know, we'll get back to you. And we see that once they get outside, Durin tells her straight up, like, that dude is a liar. He does not know Elrond, because Elrond never says nice stuff about me. And we know that, right? Him and Elrond have got that brotherly type of banter relationship where they have deep respect for each other, but they're never going to tell anybody else that, right? Like, they'll insult the heck out of each other, but they won't let anybody else insult them, if that makes sense. Like siblings. So yeah, so right off the bat, Durin rightfully is like, I don't trust him. I don't trust this ring thing, and I don't trust the guy, you know, what's his name? He's going by Eritar or whatever. He's like, I don't trust it. So Disa's like, look, I get it, but our people are starving. Our kids are starving. This is the best offer we've gotten to try to fix the situation since it started. I feel like we need to do it. So I'm taking this to your dad if you don't. So as I said, it's frustrating because Durin is right, but I also get where Disa's coming from. Like, this is literally life or death for the entire mountain. So without knowing all the details that Elrond now clearly does, there's no way that they could make this decision without thinking it makes sense to bring it to the king, right? So that's what they end up doing, and it turns out that Durin does do it. There we go. Disa did her thing. Wow, that's a lot of D's. That's a lot of alliteration. Disa managed to convince him to go and humble himself, which we know was not easy for him because he wasn't wrong. He really wasn't wrong, but she knew as she told him that if one of y'all don't bend your neck, this is going to go on for centuries. So, but he then listens to the offer, and as we see at the end of the show, unfortunately, they took it, and yeah, they've got the mithril, and we see that Sauron made sure to touch the mithril before putting it into the mix. So I think that he actually did taint this mithril somehow, because we know that he has magic. So that's what I'm thinking. Unlike the other rings, I don't think he did that, but he definitely made sure that these ones had his personal touch on them. So yeah, the dwarves are going to be ringed up next from the looks of things. And of course, unsurprisingly, Durin's dad, I'm not surprised that he wanted these rings, because there's a man that wants to live a long life and have power forever. It's definitely his dad. But interestingly, I love how Durin, young Durin, said to him, remember you said to me last season that, you know, the elves trying to mess with the natural order of things is probably wrong. Like, maybe you were right about that, but now Dad's tempted, unfortunately. So as we know, that he's going to get that ring, and he is definitely going to use it. Yeah, the plan is continuing to go as it's supposed to, unfortunately, but we all know that that's just the way it's got to go. It's just a bit frustrating to watch. But again, as I said, very intriguing though to see how these different pieces come in, and how Sauron has used all these centuries of watching all these different races and what their weaknesses are in order to play them all like violins and get them to do what he wants, either through his words or through circumstances that make them think that they're making the right decision. So yes, another good episode. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.